Welcome to the weekly market update by Softlogic Stockbrokers. The all-share price index witnessed a decline at the early part of the week and gained momentum at the latter part of the week. The ASPI declined by 302.8 points to close at 12,459.8, and the S&P SL index also fell by 114.3 points to close the week at 4,219.4. The total turnover for the week amounted to Rs 29.7 billion. The main contributors to the turnover were Expo Lanka Holdings, Commercial Leasing and Finance, Brown's Investment, LOLC Finance and Softlogic Life Insurance. The total volume of shares traded for the week was 814 million shares. On the macro front, foreign reserves fell to US 2.3 billion despite swaps and debt deferment. Sri Lanka has also resisted to go to the IMF for assistance and is mostly looking on the bilateral multilateral funding lines. LIOC Fuels experiences a fresh price hike. This was the second price revision in the last 2 months. Further, LIOC ended its first 9 months of FY 2022 with a net profit of Rs 1.44 billion against a 91 million loss for a year ago. Corporate earning highlights. Tokyo Cement improves performance in the third quarter. Its turnover was up by 20% to Rs 13.8 billion. Net earnings were up by 27%. Lanka Volatile's net earnings were up by 30.8% year-on-year to Rs 1.4 billion, and its revenue increased by 21.2% year-on-year to 10.9 billion rupees. Lanka Tile's earnings were up by 48.4% year-on-year to Rs 1.2 billion. Softlogic Life Insurance net premium was up by 11.1% quarter-on-quarter to Rs 5.2 billion. Royal Ceramics net earnings were up by 20.1% year-on-year to Rs 3 billion. Access Engineering's net earnings were up by 85.9% year-on-year to Rs 1.1 billion. Dialog recorded net earnings of Rs 4.6 billion for the fourth quarter 2021 and Rs 17.1 billion for the full year of 2021. These are the crossings for the week. Company news and highlights. Sri Lanka's LOLC gets nod to buy Kenya Microfinancier. Aiken Spence Travels facilitates first charter flights from news source market Uzbekistan. LOLC enters Kenya's microfinance market, consolidates in Tajikistan. UDA access signs for Rs 2.2 billion project in Ekala. MSCI Frontier Market Index adds LOLC. Greenforce powers into 2022 with new plans. Global highlights for the week. US consumer price posts largest annual gain in 40 years as inflation becomes widespread. The increase in consumer prices in the month of January led to the biggest annual increase in inflation in 40 years. Oil prices experienced an increase after the International Energy Agency mentioned that oil markets were tight.
Moving on to the technicals, the all-share price index extended its losses from the close of last week. While hitting a low of 11,928 points within the week, the index did manage to recover some of its losses, managing to close at 12,459 points. Looking at the charts, prices have closed 100 points below our key 10-week moving average. While the percentage breakdown is not enough to warrant a bearish breakdown, the long holders still have another week to turn the tide. If we are to see another basing formation like what we have seen in previous occasions, and assuming that prices do hold the current lows of 11,928, our target on a breakout above the current all-time highs is 15,250. That being said, we still would remain cautious until prices continue to stabilize around this range and proper buying comes in to support the current lows.
Thank you for tuning in today.